Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Now, I'm in mainland Spain, in case you don't know, and it is 18 minutes past 9 in the morning. And I've overslept this morning, so I was supposed to prepare this video a lot earlier, but I didn't. But anyway, what I wanted to do, so just going to be a very quick video, really, because I've got classes later. I'm working. I've got some Spanish classes. Just something that's been playing on my mind because another creator asked me for some. I've got all this massive amount of evidence and things from the Madeleine Soto case, and somebody asked me for some photos of the storage unit, and I still haven't got around to looking at everything that is in that latest bundle of evidence that came back from the police department. There's so much in it, and there's more come out since, and I just haven't had time yet to look through it. But it just started me thinking about the storage unit, and I think I'd not really considered it before as a deposition site, if you like, or a temporary deposition site for Maddie's body. So we're talking about Madeleine Soto, the 13-year-old girl who's up in the right-hand corner. She disappeared earlier this year in February, and then her body was found a few days later. And her sort of pseudo stepfather, Stephan Sterns, has been arrested and charged not only with her murder, but also possessing absolutely shitloads of child pornography, many of which was images and videos of Madeleine. Abuse probably going on from when she was 8 or 9 years old. So it's really a horrible case. Now, look at this guy. This is him. This is Stephan Sterns when he was younger. Did you ever see a person who looks more sort of creepy than this guy's eyes? Oh my God. When I saw this photo, it just gave me the shivers. And of course, as he's got older, he doesn't look so much like that anymore, but I wouldn't say his eyes have changed at all. Don't know if I've got another picture of him actually loaded up. I can always put one up, but yeah, of course he's a lot older now. He's got the beard, the grey hair. I've seen much more of Stephan Sterns than I want to see because I've seen his strip search, which came with the evidence as well that I was sent. So yeah, very creepy ass guy, isn't he? Very creepy. Hi, David. You're up at nice and early this morning. I knew it'd catch people out because I didn't have time to give people a warning I was going to do this. But yeah, he's a very creepy looking guy, isn't he? Just gives you the creeps when you look at those eyes. Let's have a look at Madeleine, bless her. So this is Madeleine, a closer up picture of Madeleine. And poor Madeleine, she celebrated her 13th birthday. That's what she was doing there in that photo. And literally the next day she was deceased. And, so although all this evidence is coming out, we don't really know. We don't know details. I mean, we've heard, I still want to go through again, Stephan's mum and dad's interviews and listen to those all together and see what discrepancies they've got, because there's definitely some discrepancies there, because in one of them Chris says that he thought maybe Stephan had gone to their house to try and get a gun, or to the storage unit, or I don't know, I'd have to listen to it all again. There's so much information you lose track, but that he may have gone to get a gun to unalive himself. But that's not possible, I don't think, because Stephan had a gun. Stephan had a gun in the bedroom, in the house, in Madeleine's house, in Madeleine and her mum's house where he was staying. There was a gun there and bullets, etc. So if Stephan would have wanted to take his own life, he had a gun already, didn't have to go looking for a gun anywhere else. So why did he go to the storage unit? So this is the question, isn't it? he definitely went to the storage unit because he was seen on CCTV. And the police went to the storage unit and they've taken a load of photos of the storage unit, which obviously must be because it's going to be presented as evidence. And that's what I'm going to go through with you today. So I thought we're going to have a look at the photos that I've got of the storage unit and why are the police so interested in the storage unit? Why did Stephan go to the storage unit? Did he have something in there he wanted to take away, hide? Or where did he go that day? So it's generally thought, or well, the police have photos, have CCTV. He had Madeleine in his car. He had Madeleine in the car. She was slumped to one side, and then I saw her on another YouTube channel, though I haven't had this confirmed officially, but a YouTuber that I do sort of respect, who normally doesn't say things that aren't true, that the reason the police knew that Madeleine was dead was because she was slumped over in the car with her eyes open. So she was in an unusual position in the car. And of course, Stephan had said she slept in the car. But apparently the police know she wasn't asleep because she had her eyes open and they think she was deceased. So they'll have been able to tell by what she looked like. So it's a horrible sort of thought, isn't it? And this, of course, so he drove her around in this car. At some point, he put her in the boot of this car. And this car is the Poodle ambulance that Chris Sterns and Debbie Sterns, they want it back. So this car that's carried their dead step granddaughter around in, they want that car back. They were really demanding that car back, weren't they, in one of the interviews? Just beyond belief to me. I just said, just take that car away, never want to see it again. What do you want the car back for when it's had a dead body in it? You know, less any dead body, never mind a person that you actually know and have met and have had staying at your house and have had a relationship with, and you want that car back. Gosh, dear me. Well, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and this psychopath, you know, I just think that, you know, there's something very strange about his parents, in my opinion. But anyway, there you go. You can't blame them really. But it's just they seem so cold, like saying that. When we heard them being interviewed, and I say we're going to go through that again because I think the more you listen to it, the more things you get from it. They just never mentioned Madeleine's name. They never expressed any concern for what Madeleine went through. Anything. It was all about, can we get the car back? You know, what he's done to us, what Stephan has done to us, never once expressed any concern for Madeleine. So it was horrible, actually. Yeah, I agree, David. I think Stephan is a coward. So I think it'd be unlikely for Stephan to take his own life. Really, I don't know what would make him do it, you know, because he's so selfish, as you say. He's a wimp, isn't he? He's like, what's the word? He's like a child, you know, the way he talks is like a child. In my opinion, I think that Stephan felt like he was having a relationship with Madeleine, like they were boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, because he's so childish in his head. She didn't realise. I think Madeleine, you know, I don't think it was abuse of forced abuse in the sense. I mean, it was forced because all abuse is forced, of course. But I think he groomed her, you know, and he did it with, well, you know, with his idea of love. And maybe Madeleine, when she was very young, you know, young girls are vulnerable to that kind of thing. Maybe Madeleine felt like she was in a relationship with him because she didn't know any better. He did. He was, you know, nearly 40 years old. Well, at the end, anyway. And I think he did it like that. You know, I don't think he was aggressive towards her or that kind of thing. Because he felt he was in a relationship with Madeleine, and I've read about that. These abusers, some paedophiles, gosh, there I go, I'm saying that word again, but they genuinely think that they are in a relationship with their victim, even sometimes though their victim might only be 4 years old. That's how sick they are. They think they're in a loving relationship with this child. It's just, you can't get your mind around it, can you, how their minds think. So I was reading or probably watching on a video a psychologist talking about it, that most paedophiles, they literally think they are in a relationship with their victim, and that victim could be as young as 4, and they think they're having a relationship with them. It's not that they don't think they're abusing them. They don't think of it like that. And I think that's how Stephan Sterns thought about it, because I think he felt like he was about 13 in his head. So he's thinking he's having this sort of relationship with Madeline. And maybe when Madeline did get a bit older and started to wise up and realise, this is not normal. This is not normal. No matter what he said, and how he's groomed her and bought her presents and this, that and the other, and tried to be the go-to person in that, that when she has an argument with her mum, etc. No matter how as Madeline got older, she starts to see through that more. So maybe that's what happened, because of course we don't know why. Why did he kill her? For all this time he'd been, he was enjoying Madeline. He was having a great time, really, wasn't he? He had Jen was like his mum type person. He was just, and in the meantime, he was getting the added benefit of being able to abuse Madeline when he felt like it. So, and Jen was just total waste of space as a mother, didn't see it all going on. So, yeah, so it is a bit of a mystery as to why he killed her. We don't know, do we? And of course, this is all the speculation was it because she, did turn around and decide she didn't want to do it anymore, or maybe she wanted more, maybe she threatened to tell her mum or threatened to tell someone. That's something that will come out at the trial. And yeah, I think he was a mummy's boy, David, but don't forget his dad was exactly the same. As the mum always gets the blame, but his dad is exactly the same. His dad didn't give him any boundaries, his mum and his dad did this to Stephan, turned him into this sort of person. I think it's not all the mum. I don't think it's all the mum at all. Chris Sterns made a lot of excuses for Stephan. They both did. He's like their little golden boy, isn't he? It was all Jen's fault. Oh, that's what they're saying. It's all Jen's fault. And when Stephan said he didn't start it, he said that in one of his in the phone call, didn't he? I think Stephan I don't think he's going to say Jen started it. I think Stephan is going to say Madeline started it, because in this will be it. I didn't start it, he said. I don't think he means Jen. I think he means Madeline. I think he's going to say that Madeline came onto him, because that's the other way these people think. It's just anyway, a lot to come out, isn't there? Because although we know quite a lot, and the police obviously have released all this massive amounts of evidence, etc., we still don't know the absolute details of what happened. So let's just have a look at this storage unit. So what do you think? Do you think where did he take Madeline? Because apparently he was driving all over the place, wasn't he, with her? That's what they were saying. Did he take her to the storage unit first of all and then go back? Because he went back home. I'm not very good at timelines and things like that because it includes numbers. But of course, he said he dropped Madeline off, and I think he was seen driving up there, wasn't he? Then he went to this vape shop and that was closed. Then he went somewhere else. Then he went home, didn't he? And he saw Jennifer. Then he went back out again. So did he in some time take Madeline to this storage unit just to give him a couple of hours while he decided what to do with her? Or did he have her in the car all the time in the boot? Why did he go to the storage unit? Anyway, let's have a look at the storage unit. So this is it, I presume the one with the open door. And the police asked Chris a lot about the storage unit. Would Chris have a key? And didn't Chris say he'd lost a key to it? So is that why he went? Did he take Madeline? So, of course, you can see it's all on CCTV. So this is what the police have released. I expect they've got pictures of Stephan's car going there, and maybe even with Madeline's body in it, maybe even, putting Madeline's body in the locker. Surely he knew there was CCTV there, or maybe he just never thought the police would realise he'd gone there. I don't know. Again, as we've said before, thinks he's a criminal mastermind, and of course he's not, is he? Luckily for us, if you like, or luckily for the police, the public, etc. He's not the criminal mastermind he thinks he is, and he's got caught, and he's going down one way or another. The thing with the Stephan Sterns case is, this is going to be another one of those. If he tries to go to trial and plead not guilty, God knows what his defence is going to come up with. It'd be a rerun of the Jose Ibarra trial. That there's no way that he's going to get found not guilty, is he? I don't know what the defence are going to come up with. What defence has he got? They've got all the photos, they've got the video. They're going for the death penalty in this case. And so that's the only thing, the only bargaining chip that Stephan Sterns has got, because of course Madeline's body's been found, is he could say, he could save the taxpayers' money and not have a trial, and also say exactly what happened. And that's the only thing he's got to bargain with, isn't it? So will he do that? It's a long wait. It's next year before the trial comes up, so we've got a long wait. But so I'm presuming, they've took these are the pictures of the storage unit that they've released. They must have pictures of him going into the storage unit, or are these photos they've taken and maybe the CCTV doesn't, actually, I don't know how much will be, I don't know where the cameras are in that place where they would capture the CCTV of him maybe taking Madeline in there. So here's the inside. Let's have a little bit of a closer look. Is it like leaves on the floor, I presume? Like a bucket thing. There's probably not anything in there. Well, there may be some forensic evidence in there. If he has gone in there and left Madeline's body there for a couple of hours, while he decided what to do, there may be some forensic evidence. They may have taken some forensic evidence from there. Or was there a computer in there or anything? I mean, it looks like there's some marks on the floor, stains or whatever, but I don't know what there could be anything. So did he put her in there for a little while he worked out what to do, went back, saw Jen, tried to start building an alibi, went to the vape shop, etc. Let me just go back to the beginning. So it looks like any sort of place where you put rubbish, really, isn't it? Not rubbish, but where you store things that you don't want in your house. It's funny because they had quite a big house. Why did they need a storage unit? And it's got an air conditioning unit in there. So what wonder what they were using it for? I'm always because I had this, I had this friend that is a hoarder, and they had a sort of massive house, like 5-bedroomed house, and an outside shed, and still had a storage unit to put a load of crap in as well. Sometimes hoarders, it's just, you know, they can't stop, can they, with accumulating stuff. So anyway, I don't know what that was used for. It's got a light up here. It's got the air conditioning unit. So the fact it's got an air conditioning unit suggests that it was used for something, you know, that you wouldn't put an air conditioning unit. Oh, unless, yeah, maybe the air conditioning unit is part of, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that Chris Stearns put the air conditioning unit in. Maybe they're all just fitted with air conditioning units. Because probably some people do use their storage units maybe to do jobs. Maybe Chris Stern did. Maybe use that if he needed to do some, I don't know, cutting or, you know, some, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe if he wanted to do some DIY type things that he wanted to do away from the house so it didn't cause a mess at the house, if you know what I mean. So he seemed to have some sort of a power drill there or something. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, that's the storage unit. So the question is, was Madeline ever placed in this storage unit? So let's just have a look here. So we've got, they're like doors, aren't they? Doors, windows, patio doors. Some people can't throw things away. I know that probably a lot of that stuff could have been thrown away. What I do is just leave it near the bins, and so the what we call the skip rats, the Moroccan guys who go around and collect up anything they can sell in any way, shape or form. So if you put those windows or that stool or anything at the bin, we normally take bets as to how long it'll last. Some things are there longer than others, but they always get taken by one of these skip rats sooner or later. And they recycle them somehow. They either sell them on, they have these markets that they go to where, honest to God, you look at it, you think, God, that's a load of crap. You know, who would buy that? But, you know, everybody, it's surprising, isn't it, what people will buy? I mean, obviously not for a lot of money, but like, for example, if you took that stool off and you got €5 for it, well, that's a result for them because it hasn't cost them anything. They've just picked it up by the bin. Hi, Angel. Yeah, David, the poodles. Oh, I got them poodles. I'm just the thought of them and them poodles, and they're going in that car where that dead girl's been in, and they just didn't seem to see the irony of that. I think that's what's worrying as anything is, you know, I think if that was me and if I did want the car back, which I wouldn't want the car back, I'd rather walk than have the car back. That car would be sold or, you know, trashed. For me, I couldn't drive that car again knowing that a dead girl had been transported in it. But let's supposing I did for some. I mean, they said, oh, well, it's our poodle ambulance, you know. They never even referred to the fact, well, it's awful that Madeline's dead body's been in there, but we'll have it cleaned or this, that, or that. They just never even referred to it. They didn't see that it was a strange thing to ask for that car back, even though their dead sort of, you know, pseudo step granddaughter had been in there. They didn't seem to register it was a strange request. I think that's more worrying than anything, to be honest. Right, what's that? What is that? That's a mouse. Oh, a router. Is this a router? So they have internet in there. So maybe you went there to use the internet. Maybe you did have a computer in there, or maybe he took something there that he didn't want it to be shown that he'd been using the internet at home. I think that is a router, isn't it? It's got lights on it and there's a mouse. So, but, you know, I'm not the most techie person, but it looks a bit like a router. What the hell is that? Is that part of a computer? I don't know what a lot of these things are, I'm afraid. A lot of cables. Anyway, if you know what these things are, let me know in comments. And also, I just want to say hello to everybody who's watching at home or watching on replay. And also, thank you for being subscribers. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you to my members, etc. I'll put I haven't put my banner on yet. Oh, let me put that on bigger. It's probably better. There. In fact, I'll put it on. There. You can see it a bit better now. And now you can see it a bit better. I'll go back to those just so you get a better look at them. As I say, that to me looks like a router of some kind. Here we've got all sorts of bits and pieces. Yeah, it's just typical storage unit, just used to store rubbish, really, I suppose. No, not rubbish, but stuff you don't want at home for whatever reason. So, what's that? Is that like a hedge trimmer or something? Oh, leaf blower, is it? Is that a leaf blower? Maybe a leaf blower or something. Yeah, lots of cables in there. Yeah, bits and pieces of rubbish that you don't want to keep at home. Let me just take my banner off now. Okay, so I put hi Nightbots here. Shh. Right, hang on. I think I've lost my comments. Okay, so let's go on to another one. Shh. Yeah, so bits of paint by the look of it. What does that say? Oh God, I can't read that. They're writing. Put something family, is it? Of poppy and I can't read that writing at all. It's wool and latex wool and something. Oh, that's a damp thing. Could do with a clean up, all of it. Ugh, everything about this, the photos. It's just anyway, dirty. I couldn't be doing with all that. Believe me, I'm not a clean freak by any means, but don't know what that is either. Rockers lockers. Yeah, you'd have rockers lockers. Well, that's appropriate, isn't it? Bloody office rocker. That's Stephan Sterns. So yeah, why did he go there? Why did he go to the storage locker? That looks like a camera there, doesn't it? Why did he go to the storage locker? Did he put Madeline in there for a little while? Or did he have something there that he wanted to take away? So as I said, I think Chris Sterns was talking about him going to either the storage locker or the house for guns to maybe unalive himself, but that is definitely not true because Stephan had a gun at Madeline and Jen's house. There was a gun in the drawer. In fact, I'll show you a photo of that in a moment if I can find it. I've got that many photos. I did separate these out. Just got so many. There's so many photos, and as I say, some of them are, like the ones of Stephan Sterns having his button mushroom photograph. So every time I go in the photos, I have to look at that again. which is no fun whatsoever, I can assure you. It's like, I wouldn't care if I never saw Stephan Sterns again. Let me see. I'm just going to put up. Yeah, look at him. He's like scary. And that was when he was young. You know, he had those scary eyes. It's just something about this guy. Ugh. Anyway, let me just see. If I can find the pictures of the gun quickly, I will. Where am I? Desktop. I've got to organize. I'm going to organize all these photos into folders, and then I can show them a bit at a time. All right. So in the room where, let me share this. In the room where Stephan was staying, in that guest bedroom, yeah. So in the drawer was a gun. So Stephan didn't need a gun if he was going to unalive himself. He had a gun right there in the drawer. So it's a Sig Sauer. Isn't that the gun that was used in the Delphi case as well? Maybe it was him. It's a joke. That was a joke. I know it's a joke in poor taste, but yeah. I mean, knowing absolutely nothing about guns as I do, and I don't want to know anything about guns, I don't know if that's a common gun, you know, that people use for protection or whatever. What would he want that gun for? I don't know. Of course, in America, you're allowed to have a gun as long as you've got your license, etc. I've took a photo of the serial number thing. Yeah, I've got to be careful. I don't want to accidentally come up against the photos of Stephan in prison. So, but anyway, I'm going to sort all these photos out and separate them into different folders. And I will, I probably will put them on my Discord so that people can look at them, you know, when they want to, if they want, or if creators want to use them for anything, put them somewhere where people can access them. So, but the main point I wanted to say is he had a gun. He had a gun, so he wasn't going to Chris and Debbie's house for a gun, or to the storage unit for a gun. He had a gun, so he didn't need another gun. That's just the point I'm trying to make. So what do you think? Do you think he did go? Huh. I don't know if it was the type that Mika used. Was it? Let's have a look. I think it was definitely the type of Richard Allen's bullet that was found at Delphi, wasn't it? Because he said he never borrowed his gun to anybody. That was one of the reasons why he was found guilty, wasn't it? Because he said that. But when the police asked him if he ever borrowed his gun or lent, I always get them mixed up. He said no, and it was a Sig Sauer, wasn't it? Yeah, Sig Sauer 9mm handgun, and they found it in the water at the scene. So let's see. Let me just see about Richard Allen and see. So it must be quite a common. You know, we don't know what. Well, I certainly don't know about guns. Absolutely nothing. And as I say, I don't really want to know anything. Evidence. Let's see. No, Richard Allen. It was a Glock handgun. Now I have heard of a Glock because I've seen that on Dirty Harry. You know, with Clint Eastwood, doesn't he use a Glock? I'm sure, anyway, I've heard that before anyway, from some film or whatever. Obviously, I've never seen one. I don't know about guns, but I have definitely heard of a Glock. Okay, so just something I've been musing over, and I just wanted to present it. I've got to go now, get ready for class. But I'll be back later on today. There's a few things I want to talk about. Of course, we had a good result yesterday with Hosea Barra's sentencing for the murder of Lake and Riley. We've had a bit of justice this year. I want to give you the latest on the Cyrus Sharif trial. I'm just waiting for that justice to come as well. What else was I going to talk about? Maybe just that Liam Payne, of course, was buried yesterday. I've tried to avoid talking about the Liam Payne case. Well, it's not a case, is it? Or the Liam's death, because, you know, that's another one where there's quite a lot of conspiracy theories and things going around, and I just don't like getting involved in that. Oh, and I've got some lovely footage to show you. When I say lovely, I mean it's a crime scene, but you know, Delphi. I accidentally came up on a channel where the guy had gone to the scene at Delphi, where the bridge is, in the wintertime, and took footage, you know, of the area, etc. And I'd got in touch with the creator and asked if I could use his footage, and he said, yeah, no problem. And because it's always useful, isn't it, to see the actual place, see somebody, you know, taking us through the actual walk from the bridge to where the thing happened, because we don't know that area. So it's always useful to see that. But it so happened it was in winter when he's gone, so there's sort of snow on the ground, and it's a very beautiful place, that park. But now, of course, it will always be eerie, won't it? You know, it's like when where the scenes of where these things happen, their beauty is sort of compromised by the eeriness now of knowing what's happened there. You know, when I lived in Reading, anyway, I'm not going to go into that now. I'll go into a waffle. I'll talk about that when I talk about that scene. So yeah, I've got a few things that I'd like to show you all, talk to you all about, if only there were more hours in the day. And oh, was it a Magnum that David, a Magnum? I love Magnums. Trouble with the Magnum, the ice cream, I mean, they're like a full meal in themselves, aren't they? I never know when to have a Magnum, because if I ate a Magnum as a snack, I won't be able to eat a dinner afterwards. If I had it I'd never be able to fit it in as a dessert. So I have to get them little ones because, you know, it's not, listen, an hour later I could eat another one, but I can't eat one great big Magnum all at once without feeling sick afterwards. Now you've made me want a Magnum. I'm going to have to, when I go out later, I'm going to have to buy some mini Magnums and have a Magnum. It doesn't take much to suggest to me, and then I think, oh, now I want a Magnum. Hi, Daniel. Sorry, I'm just finishing now, but thanks for being here. Anyway, so yeah, we've just been through some photos from the storage unit, and we've just been who had a Glock then? If it wasn't Dirty Harry who had a Glock, why do I know that a Glock is a gun? It must be from some film or another. If some film that I've seen where they had a Glock, because I wouldn't know otherwise. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm going to I've got a little tribute to Madeline that I'm going to put on before I finish. I'll see you later. And until then, don't forget to press the like. Till then, may your God go with you. Bye.